The FTA has been really good during the pandemic. I've felt safe. It felt like they returned to in-person teaching at the right point, and we went to online at the right point. There's still been ways to see each other in person, but with the flying and the bubble system that we've had, it's made me feel more comfortable that I'm not going to be getting COVID. And as far as I know, I don't know many people, or if any, who've had it at FTA. So it's been really good, and they've dealt with it well.
Throughout the pandemic, we've been fortunate enough to be able to continue training. So we've had to apply the protocol, apply the rules, but the rules have enabled us to fully carry on training for the commercial licenses.
FTA was one of the first schools to reopen during the COVID lockdown, and that was because of the procedures that we put in place. So all of the aircraft are sanitised before we fly in them. We've got a one-way system that we use, temperature checks on entry. The students have been really proactive in following the procedures that we've set out before they've come back, so they know what to expect. But it hasn't really impacted us that much, the pandemic. If anything, it's actually been quieter at the airport, and we've been able to utilise the good weather better for our flights.
So the training obviously has been quite intense, as it always is. With COVID, it's been very difficult as well. It's sort of put, obviously, it's hard as it is already, so COVID's really sort of hasn't helped at all. But I think FTA has really helped me, and especially with putting us in bubbles and putting on the online courses in the ground school. So I felt really secure and I felt safe here.
As with many flight schools, we had to shut down initially at the start of the pandemic while we put in place various measures to allow us to safely reopen. We took this opportunity to refurbish our main building to create a better environment for the students. Then once we were allowed to reopen, we had all the measures in place to allow us to safely continue for commercial flight training. To start with, for example, when a student arrives on site at the moment, they have to use the hand sanitizer that's located all around the building. They have their temperature checked. Recently, as per the government guidelines, we're now conducting lateral flow tests on all the students. The students are allocated to certain instructors so that they create a bubble with that instructor, and that prevents, in the unlikely event of a student testing positive, the virus spreading throughout the school. The building, the aircraft, the briefing rooms, they're all treated with something called Bacoban. It's a disinfectant that prevents a virus living on the surface for up to 10 days. All these measures help to prevent the spread, and fortunately we've had no outbreaks at the school.